Hi, I'm Vikas Khanna and I'm cooking from my latest book, Hymns from the Soil. I'm going to be cooking a very quick and easy recipe from Hymns from the Soil. I think a great recipe for me is which is nutritious, easy to make and most importantly very versatile. And this recipe of beet soup with a yogurt swirl is perfect for that. First of all, I'm going to have lots of vegetables in it. I'm going to add beets, potatoes. You can also add your favorite choice of vegetables from the season, and then I'm going to cook them with some onions and then blend them to a fine paste just like a perfect soup with KitchenAid Cordless Hand Blender. And then I'm going to swirl it with nice yogurt. So first I'm going to have my onions sweating. For that I'm going to heat some oil. I'm using vegetable oil, but you can use any neutral oil. And to that I'm going to add a nice layers of flavor. First goes in cumin for a nice woody flavor, black peppercorns. I'm going to use black peppercorns whole because I'm going to blend this soup anyway. So it also gives a very refreshing peppery taste. Coriander seeds. Coriander seeds for nice lemony undertones. It's very important that you fry them to get the maximum flavor from them. To this I'm going to add one large red onion which has been finely chopped. And one medium red onion finely chopped. I think one of the greatest ingredients which is used in cooking and really understated, that's onions. If you know how to get your onions perfectly cooked for the recipe respectively, you can actually hit the bull's eye of taste. I'm going to cook the onions until they begin to caramelize on the edges. This is when the caramelization brings in a lot of sweetness in onions. Cook it until it begins to caramelize on the edges. Whenever I'm going to puree a mixture, I always prefer using whole black peppercorns because once you puree them, they give a nice flavor of very fresh peppery taste. Let all the flavors blend. To this I'm going to add one large potato which has been peeled and finely diced. When I add finely diced potatoes, it actually cooks faster. It also reduces the cooking time. Give the mixture a nice stir, and now I'm going to add finely chopped beets which has been peeled and diced. You can also use pumpkin, you can use turnips, you can use cauliflower for exactly the same recipe. At this stage you need to be patient because you want all the flavors to merge together. Because you're talking about blend epithete, so you want to make sure that all the flavors are well blended. But there's nothing which beats the color of beets, right? And one thing which is also fantastic, that beet is considered a symbol of life in a lot of cultures around the world because it is such a fantastic and healthy vegetable. I generally like to add the salt at the end of the cooking process because this way you don't sweat the ingredients. If I add the salt first, what will happen, that onions will begin to sweat too fast, and then there's a chance you might burn them or you will not get that sweet caramelized flavor which you want. You want to make sure that all the flavors in the vegetables are to the extreme, what we call the zenith. So you're going to cook them in this oil with all the flavors of peppercorns, cumin and coriander seeds until it begins to cook and gets a little mushy. And then I'm going to add some water or vegetable stock and then cook them, bring them to a boil, lower the heat and then simmer. It's going to take approximately 5 to 7 minutes for this mixture to be ready. It's smelling fantastic. I'm going to add some water and let this cook. Bring it to a boil and then I'm going to reduce and let it simmer until all the flavors are well combined. And now I'm going to show you the most interesting trick of using cordless hand blender. I'm going to transfer the mixture of beets, potatoes and the spices to a jar. And here's my favorite part. Once the mixture is ready, turn off the heat and then with the cordless kitchen blender, puree the mixture right in the pan. And now using a cordless hand blender, I'm going to blend them to a fine puree. So simple and easy to make. Quick, easy and simple. Blend appetit.